Hello, I'm Michelle Pennington. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share my 2025 planner stack with you, and not surprisingly, because it's me, I'm doing this at the last possible moment. But that's pretty much what my journey has been about the last couple of years, figuring out some way to be more productive, more organized, get things done on time, and I think I've finally figured it out. But there's also a chance that I went a little bit overboard. A few years ago, when I was getting really into my planner um, journey, I struggled a lot with giving up on my planners if I made too many mistakes in them, or if I didn't get them filled out for a few days or a few weeks. And so I did a lot of things trying to overcome that. One of them was making my own planners so that I could rip out the pages and add new ones in again, or simply take them out. And I tried a digital planner and nothing was really working. And part of the problem is that I don't really enjoy scheduling myself. It's stressful, it's hard, it's not that much fun. So I decided in 2023 that I was going to keep a planner to help me with organizing my watching of Asian dramas, Korean dramas, Chinese dramas, some Japanese dramas, because there were so many coming out, so many titles, so many actors and actresses that I couldn't keep up with them, and I didn't want to miss the ones that would appeal to me. And so I started a planner that year, and I was so proud of myself because 2023 was the first time that I had ever finished a planner January to December. And that had just been a cheap planner that I found at Walmart. And so to reward myself for 2024, I bought this planner. And instead of having my name on it, I had them put dramas. I found this on Etsy, and I'm not really going to share the shop name because there are some things that I am not super happy with about it. And so I don't really feel like that would be super nice of me. But there are also some things that were good. So the reason I bought this planner was that it had um, colors that I liked. It had really big monthly pages, like a monthly calendar spread, which allowed me to record the episodes that I watch. I color coordinate it um, by the name of the drama, and then I put the number of the episode that I watched. And this is how I was tracking the dramas that I was watching. And then I was also recording. This is the planning part of it, where I would write the titles of the dramas that were coming out, who was in it, the number of episodes, the platform where I could watch it, and then I would keep a list of planners that I wanted to watch with some information about that. And my plan was, because I use a lot of this as research as an author, was to have a big notes section where I would write notes about the drama that would help me in my writing. And that didn't last for a super long time. I stopped writing it and writing in the notes section. I also did reviews on the divider pages. So the thing that I didn't really like about this planner, for one thing, the pages are super, super glossy, and so everything's smudged. I do use friction pens so that I can erase when I need to, but I also didn't like that the dot grid was really dark, especially on like this color, the dark blue color. See how dark the grid is? And so to be able to record anything on it, to be able to make use of it, I felt like it worked best to put labels on that I could write on, and so that really frustrated me. One of the things I like to record, is just moments that I enjoyed in a drama. just little thoughts about it, or lyrics from some of the soundtracks, different things like that. So anyways, I've been keeping this all year long. So this is the second year, and I've been doing fairly good, except that I just completely gave up on making notes about dramas that I watched. And so I felt really bad because I've just wasted all these notebook pages. Um, I also didn't do a good job of going back in and doing my reviews, but that's something that I hope to do better this year. So, one of the things that I planned to do for 2024 was to try a bullet journal for my dramas. This is the notebook that I'm going to be using for my 2025 drama planning. And I'm not super happy with the color. It said it was going to be teal, but it's more of just a sky blue or a country blue. And so I wasn't thrilled about that. But before I had decided what to do about that, I'd gone in and done a lot of setup work. So I'm kind of just committed now. This is a Maladin is the name of the brand. So it's not like a super nice brand or anything. It's just something I found on Amazon. But it is an 8.5 by 11 inch, or like an A4 size notebook. And it has 100 GSM paper. It's got a PU leather cover and 192 pages and a 5mm dot grid. So that's kind of the specs on it, and I'll let you kind of peek in at what I'm doing. I'll do a full thing on this later. Um, so this is just a coloring page that I did, and this is a drawing that I did. So I'm kind of playing with how to decorate it. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and set up some pages. And I plan to come in with color and stickers and decorate this later, and cover up some of my smudges. So I'll be sharing more about that this year. But pretty much I'm using the same system as before, but it's all laid out for me the way I want it. This is going to be a section where I can write just a few notes and make just a few cute drawings if I want to, but it's not a lot of real estate, so it's not going to be a lot of pressure. I'll just have one of these a month to fill out. So I've done the setup, the basic setup for the whole year every month. And then I've also set up in the back a chart for reviews of the dramas that I watch, a few pages of that. And so basically, my rating system is that when I watch a drama, I give it a star for if the chemistry is good, if I feel like there's a strong addictive quality to it where I can't stop watching it, the cinematography, the soundtrack, the pace, and the plot, the ending, if it's a good ending, humor, acting, writing, if it's memorable and enjoyable, the theme and emotional resonance, and then the total stars. So that is 11 categories. If they can get 10 stars, then they can do that. So they don't have to get everything, but this is just kind of how I rate it, because I think sometimes I get too caught up in like the chemistry between the actors, and then it's actually not a very good plot. So this is my way to kind of be a little bit more subjective about how I'm rating the dramas. So I'm excited to get through another year of drama watching, and I think actually there are enough pages in this that I can use this for a long time, probably 2 or 3 years. I may do something at the in the future for the cover, but if so, I'll do a video on it. The most important thing about this journal was that it got me to where I was actually keeping a journal for the whole year. And so this year, or in 2024, so we're still on this year, that works. I decided, okay, so now I'm going to try bullet journaling. and I bought one of these cheap, I think the brand is Exceed. Yeah, Exceed from Walmart. Because I wanted it to be something I wasn't going to be precious about. In fact, at the beginning of the notebook, let's see where if I can find where I did it. I did a contract for myself. This this cover page, I went ahead and wrote all the different things that I was going to use this for. But basically, this was a big experimental journal or planner. This is my contract that I wrote for myself. I will allow this journal to be messy, have mistakes, grow, and change. I will not abandon it, even if I forget it and put it down for a time. If it is incomplete and imperfect, it will still be beautiful and have value, and I will treasure it. So I did that really well. I have kept this all year long. I've experimented with a lot of different things, and it's been fun, and it's proven to me again that I can do this. I can keep a planner. Um, at some point, I may do a video where I really go through, um, this and what I've done in it. But for now, I think the two most important things I want to talk about are I kept this where I read a book called Storyworthy, where you make a record of your life by just recording one story of every day, and you do it in a limited space so that you don't feel stressed out about doing it. And so I've done that all year. I am behind. I still have to go in and write these days down. But the good thing is that I did do that. I would get behind a few days when things are busy, and I would still go back and fill it in. And so this year I'm going to do that again, but in a different form. The other thing I did was I tried to have like monthly pages, and they're cute, but I didn't feel they were super functional. Mostly I was just using them for tracking like memory type things, um, and not so much for planning. It wasn't functional. And so I've decided I need something to be like a bullet list truly, where it's about productivity and getting things out of your brain and making sense of them, and also just a memory keeper. And so for this year, as I was getting close to this year, I decided to experiment with what I wanted my bullet journal to look like. So I started where I was using the bullets, and I was doing some journaling on the side at first. Um, but then I decided that using cursive and having the full page didn't help me feel very, I don't know, organized when I looked at it. So I kept experimenting, and eventually I got to where I was doing this layout, where I would divide it into two columns, and I would just make the day's length or space allotted to it as long as it needed to be. And that's really worked well for me. So this this is what I'm doing going into 2025 with my bullet journal this year. So that is that. So I'll show you what I've decided to use for 2025. So this is an actual bullet journal. It is the artist edition, that's designed by Sarita Walsh, and it's 120 GSM, has 204 numbered pages. It's also an A5. I really did like this size all this year, so I decided to stick with it. This is has a lighter cream color than the Exceed one does from Walmart, and the paper is thicker. I really do like the details with where it shows you a few markings on to help orient you on the page. I've done a few little setup things, but not a whole lot yet. So, but I will be keeping things very minimal color wise in here, and keeping things very, very minimal to look at as well, which I feel like my print writing is a lot more minimal than my cursive writing. So I'll be sticking with that. Just some light colors here and there. So anyways, this is my everyday sort of task to do. What have I got going on? What am I thinking that I need to remember? Making some notes, um, kind of planner. And to go along with this, I've started a running to-do list with just a cheap dot grid notebook, like spiral bound notebook. So it's my brain dump to-do list. I just decorate the pages because it's fun and it's a fun way to use stickers. And then I can just check things off as I do it. And then I can look at this and make choices about, okay, what do I need to be working on today? So there are some daily tasks that you know you're going to have to do, like loading the dishwasher, vacuuming, doing laundry. And then I like having a to-do list where I can check off small things like making my bed and taking the trash out, whatever. It makes me feel like I'm getting stuff done. But by coordinating with this notebook, it helps me that I am able to make choices about other things I need to get done that I may not always be thinking about. So when I walk around the house and notice something that needs to be done, or have a conversation with my husband and we decide we need to start a project, it goes in here, and then this informs what I'm making my to-do list from every day. So that is that aspect of my productivity, and that's for like my personal life. And then I've decided that I need to have a memory keeper journal. And so this is gonna be really simple and minimal, and this is just not going to be. This is a Agenda 52 from the Paper Studio that I got at Hobby Lobby. Wasn't planning to buy it. I love butterflies. Some people just think they're so cliche, and I've tried to not love them, but I do. And so when I saw this and it was on sale, I got it for $10 instead of the $14.99 price. This is going to be my memory keeper. So, where in the back of, oh, sorry, wrong one. In the back of my notebook this year, my planner this year, I had this section where I wrote this story per day all year. I am going to do that in this planner. So I'll be able to record different things on the monthly calendar, just like occurrences, appointments, vacations, whatever. And then this has weekly pages, and I'm going to use each day in the weekly as a journaling space. And I will allow myself to use whatever stickers, colors, washi tape, whatever I want to decorate this. So I really enjoyed all of the florals on the dividers. I'm excited to have a little bit more space for recording my journaling stuff, and I'm excited that I get something pretty and just a little bit feminine and whimsical, and not just all business. So in my writing world, I had been using a Supernote, which is an e-ink tablet, and I use this to plan things for my writing. Especially I use it to take notes at conferences, to take notes at meetings that I have, to build story bibles for my stories that I'm working on, to track my daily word count. But I found I wasn't using it anymore. I think I really liked it in the beginning, and I still do. I will still use it for things. It's great to travel with, especially to keep all my notes organized in one place. But I just really have gotten to where I love the analog recording of thoughts, ideas, plans. I like the tactile feeling of writing in a notebook better, even though this feels really nice, like a gel pen. and I like being able to use color and stickers and washi tape. So while this may still have a place, it's mostly going to be used for note keeping at conferences um, and different things. But I will hold on to this. It's not going anywhere, just not going to be used as much. The other thing that I did was I really liked the See It, what's it called? Let me hold on. The See It Bigger monthly calendars. I get these at Walmart, and I really like how big the months are. And I like to use this for planning deadlines, for planning how long it's going to take me to draft something and then edit it, and different marketing promo things. But those are all the things I am not good at anymore since going through burnout. And I've become sort of deadline averse. And so at the beginning of the year, I was using this fairly well to color coordinate things. I was using friction pens, friction highlighters, so that I could erase and move things around. I would write my to-do list over here. But over time, I just got to where I wasn't using it anymore. Partially because I have been struggling with the desire to write, but also these pages are thin. They're super, super thin. And so I could only erase so many times before I started putting holes through the paper. And so I was wanting to reincorporate this method again, but I wanted to kind of look around and see what other options were out there. And so this year I'm going to be trying the Bloom monthly planner. This is the painted peonies. Um, Peonies. My daughters always kind of make fun of how I say that, which was funny because the flower was a big motif in my last book that I released. This is 9 by 12, so it's a little bit bigger than the See It Bigger planner, and the pages are really thick. It's 180 GSM, and that's just a coloring page that I'm working on, that I used. So I didn't really want to do all of the sort of, I don't know, introspection questions that they had on there. Well, or maybe that was about their company, which was nice to read, but I don't want to look at it all the time. So I put this coloring page on there, and it's something I will just keep working on for fun. And I like these questions that they have, but I'm going to try and tailor them more towards my writing rather than my personal development. So that's why I put like washi tape over the categories, because I'm going to relabel those. So I'll be working on getting my goals and intentions and plans for this year set up. So this is what the monthly page looks like. And I do really like that the weekends are a different color, because most of my author work is in the weekday section. And the only thing, I still have a place to keep my notes. I wish it had the little check boxes like this one does. I did like the check boxes, but the thing that is kind of interesting though about this is that because the pages are so thick, they don't lay as flat. So I'm trying to really massage them into laying flatter for me. Like this one just flops open. So, and you know, sometimes since this was a 2-year calendar, I still have all of 2025. So I might use this as like a rough draft or something, and use this for more finalized planning. But I do really like that it has my favorite color as its color theme, and that is through the whole book. So I was kind of surprised when I was looking at the cover. The cover that it comes with is really thick, and when I took it out of the cover just to examine it, the cover that is the floral thing is very thin paper and isn't actually attached to the calendar. So that was kind of interesting, but that also means that if I ever wanted to, I guess, put another cover on here, I could easily do that. So, but this is beautiful. I do like florals. Okay, so the other things that I have going on for my writing is I got this notebook that has the couple kissing on it, which is perfect since I write romance. And this is an A5 again, and it is called a Seques. It's Seques. I got it from Amazon. I will link to whatever I got from Amazon or other places. It's got a linen cover, and it's 160 GSM, 160 number of pages. It also has a 5mm grid. I like that the dots aren't too dark and that the paper is really white. I like the gold foiling. So this is what I'm going to use for all of my story Bibles, my word count tracking, my sort of goal planning for writing both fiction and nonfiction, and potentially I teach author classes as well at conferences or over Zoom or different things, and the writing gals that I help run, we also have an academy, and we teach a conference. We hold a conference every year where I teach a couple of classes, actually like 4 classes. So I'll use this to plan my classes as well. So this is not set up at all, but I'll probably do a video on how I'll set this up later. So this is going to be for my writing planning, not personal. So like my work planner, I guess you could say. And then I'm going to use this Robin notebook from Archer and Olive as my long-term planner. So because I'm in my bullet journal, I'm just going to be having like my daily tasks. I am going to be using this for more long-term things that I want to track, or goals I want to try to meet in my personal life. A lot of fun things. So I'll really be thinking through exactly how I want to use this. But this is also an A5, and it has 160 GSM paper. It has 192 unnumbered pages, and it's beautiful. And so I think even though it's thin, that actually makes it work really well for a long-term journal, because yes, I want it to last a long time, but I also don't really want to have to like I plan to track too many things in here, I guess. So this is going to be fun. I'm not perfectly sold on like what I'm doing with it yet. The other thing is I really want a place to be creative, because I'm not going to be doing as much like fancy monthly setups or cover pages or anything like that in my other notebooks. And so I still wanted a place where I could be creative. And so I got this Outergami B5 with blank pages. And this is 180 GSM. It's already kind of taking a beating as I'm starting to play in it. This is just for like art. I haven't done much in here yet, but it's going to be just a place for me to explore. So kind of like an art journal, I guess you could say. And so I'm excited about that. I hope I use it much more than I have been. So in the future, I hope I'm able to devote, a little bit of time to it every week, but we'll see. And I have this notebook that is a journal, but not a journal for what's happening every day in my life right now. It's to record memories from my childhood because I feel bad about what I haven't uh, remembered. I'd like to tease my sister that she remembers being in the womb, and I don't remember much at all. So I found this quote by Philip Gerard. This is a book of memory, and memory has its own story to tell. So as an author, I think it's really important to explore what has made up my experience of the world, my opinions, my outlook on life. And so that all came, from my past. So I am going to be trying to record memories as they come to me. And it's amazing how many things that are triggered by a scent, a sound, a movie, a song. And then once you write down whatever memory was brought about by that, it triggers new memories. And soon things that you had not thought about in 20 years start coming to the surface. And so I am using this to help build out a record of my past and to help improve my memory. But that is not something I will be touching every day. So it's not anything that is going to be difficult to keep up with. I also wanted to have a commonplace book where I could write ideas that I appreciated from other people, or profound thoughts, quotes, different things like that. Um, this is the cheapest notebook that I have, and I have to say, I am absolutely in love with it. So this is Your Sunshine. You Are Sunshine is the brand, and it's a 5x8, so it's a little bit smaller than the A5, so a little bit narrower. I'm not sure what that makes it, but that that's the size comparison right there. Um, it's also very thin. It's only got 64 sheets of paper in here, so like 128 pages. But I've set it up as a commonplace, and I have just barely started it. So this is going to go with me into the next year. But this is like, the cover is just so smooth and silky, and I love it. And I think it was only $6.99 on Amazon. So I added this little butterfly applique, or like, what's it called? It's kind of a sticker. It's like a wall decal though. So that's my commonplace book. I showed you in my last video that I use this Rhodia book as like my swatch journal, and so that is sticking around because I need a place to be messy. I have the funniest thing. My husband sings in the morning, just random songs, and it's kind of become a joke. And so I've started keeping a journal of the songs that he wakes up singing, and it's just a fun little thing, just a little thin notebook. And I keep it on my bedside table, so when he wakes up and he's singing, I just write the song down, and that's just a fun little journaling thing. It's just like nonsense, but it's fun. Then I have this little notebook that my husband brought home from work, from like one of those corporate events where they give out notebooks. And this is just going to be my travel notebook because I do want to record some things when we're traveling, but I don't necessarily want it to be where things stay. I want to make notes to transfer into my memory keeper. And so it just needs to be something kind of small and easy to pack, and that's what this is going to be. Someday I may try out the Traveler's Notebook line, but for now, I'm perfectly happy just seeing if this is something that I want to bring into my life. And the last thing that I have is just this silly little thing that I am trying. Um, I found these notebooks at TJ Maxx, and they're made in Italy. They've got these nice leather feel covers. I can't find any information on them, and of course, I don't know where to tell you to go purchase them either. But they were fun, and they've got like very rough paper, um, but they're just cute with those little birds standing on the stack of books. And there were 3 in the set, and I decided I was going to use these to um, work as a story Bible and planner idea catch-all for a fantasy series that I've started, because it's different than romance, and so I kind of wanted to put it in a different place. And to keep it together, I bought some of these bands that you would use in like a traveler's notebook um, setup, and I actually grabbed a book from the Dollar Tree and cut the pages out. And I'm an author, and I'm going to tell you, you don't have to feel bad about deconstructing books and using them for different purposes. If it's a book that is in the Dollar Tree, it probably isn't super valuable to anybody. So I am using that for the cover of this right now. And so that's fun. And so that is everything that I've got going on, and all of my books. And I actually, when I was kind of gathering them into one spot to record this, I was a little bit surprised at how many there were, because they just kind of crept up on me, and I didn't know I had so many. I work in my office, and that's where this desk is, but I also have my planning desk in my bedroom, and so that's where I sit and catch up on my planners at night. So I have things in 2 different places. I'm never going to be carrying any of these around with me, um, with the exception of this one when I'm traveling. And so things don't have to be super set up for travel. And the only place they might go is from the desk in my house to my outside office, which is where I am right now. At some point, I plan to do a little office tour if anybody's interested in my writing office. So that's what I've got going on for my planners for 2025. And I'm going to be showing you some setup videos, more things that how I'm using the notebooks, whether or not I'm using them, whether it's working for me or not. So I hope you'll stick around and subscribe to my channel so that you can join me, and I can not just be talking into the void, um, as I am sharing sort of my planner journey as it continues. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope maybe you saw a notebook that you liked or an idea that you liked, and it's something you can incorporate in 2025. Thanks so much. Bye.